Oh, what a perfect afternoon to sit and read. Classic. I haven't had a chance to look at it before. Look. Chapter 1. Ow.
Oh, those carrots are gonna be good. Like some good parsnips. These are all good stuff. What in tarnation? Pastor Steve, are you in trouble again? Pastor Steve, you alright? Oh my goodness, Pastor Steve, what happened?
Funny you should mention it, Al. I thought I was going to have a quiet afternoon reading my book, and the chair attacked me.
The chair attacked you, Pastor Steve? Well, that doesn't quite sound right. Here, let me help you up, all right? Let's get you up, and we'll figure things out here. Now, what do you mean that the chair attacked you?
Well, thank you, Al. That feels a little bit better. I was just sitting in the chair reading my book, and it, I don't know, something like felt like it kicked out from underneath me, and I fell on the floor and knocked the chair over and everything.
Well, I tell you what, Pastor Steve, how about we go take a look at that chair and see what went wrong with it, and maybe we can try and fix it. What do you think? Let's go take a look.
This doesn't look quite right, does it?
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that's your culprit right there, Pastor Steve. Yeah, looks like this leg came undone.
Yeah, I can see that the leg came unfastened. I suppose you think we can try and fix it?
Yeah, Pastor Steve, I think you should.
You know, actually, Al, I think I know just the tool that'll help fix a problem like this. I'll go get it from the workshop. Perfect, right? We're gonna use this hammer and we're gonna pound that chair until it's all good and fixed.
Yeah, no, Pastor Steve, I don't think that is actually the right tool for the job. How about you give a second look there down in the workshop, see if you can find the right tool for actually, fixing the leg of the chair.
You don't think this is it, huh? All right. I think I know what you're thinking of. I'll be right back. A bigger hammer, this is what we need. This will pound that chair leg back into submission. We'll show it who's boss. I think I know what you're thinking. Let's get to it.
No, Pastor Steve. Once again, I do not think that you have found the correct tool for the job of fixing the leg of the chair. Try again, all right? I'll hold the fort here, keep an eye, make sure that chair doesn't get any more broken. How about you go and find another tool, all right?
Still not big enough, huh? I like the cut of your jib, Mr. McScrufflemonk. We gotta think bigger. We gotta find a way to crush that chair so it doesn't want to break on me anymore. Good thinking. I know just the tool. This is what we need. This will finally get that chair to do what I want. We're gonna fix it good, Al. We're gonna fix it.
A sledgehammer, Pastor Steve? Seriously? A sledgehammer? Who do you think you are, Peter Gabriel? What are you gonna do? You're gonna break that chair into splinters over there? You think that'll help? My goodness, Pastor Steve, let's think this one through, all right? Okay, you don't want to just pound that chair that was already flimsy, from the leg coming apart, probably from somebody rocking back and forth in it while he was reading, if I'm guessing correctly. You don't want to pound it back together. We need a whole different kind of tool. Fixing doesn't mean smashing, Pastor Steve.
What do you mean this isn't the right tool? It's super powerful. I mean, I can smash, rocks with this. Of course, I'll be able to fix a chair. The chair's much lighter. Of course, this'll do the job.
Pastor Steve, once again, you seem to have missed the point here. My argument with your choice of sledgehammer is not that it is too small a tool. You were correct. Sledgehammer is bigger than your first and your second hammer, but I don't think this is a problem that you can fix by smashing or by hitting things. I hate to be this monkey, but maybe we should have a conversation about what Jesus might say on this subject. Do you think that might be helpful for you, Pastor Steve?
What Jesus would do to fix a chair? Because he was a carpenter, huh? Right. Okay, so do you think there's yet a bigger hammer that we could find? Do you mean like we should pray for an even larger hammer?
No, Pastor Steve. When I say that we should talk about what Jesus would use to fix this, I don't mean that we should pray for an even larger hammer. I don't even mean that Jesus, because, he grew up in a carpenter's family, that he would have special hints for fixing chairs. I mean, maybe we should think about how Jesus helps us to rethink what real power looks like, because I think you just assume that fixing things is always a matter of using power to smash something, and I don't think that chair is going to get any more fixed with more smashing. I think we need a whole different kind of picture of what the power to fix it is going to look like.
You think Jesus can teach me about the right way to fix things because Jesus has a different kind of power? Okay, I must be missing something. Would you please help explain it to me?
Mm-hmm. Well, sure, Pastor Steve. As long as you promise not to, start, swinging that sledgehammer around. I'm not real sure I trust you with it. Okay. Let's start for a second about what everybody expected from Jesus. People assumed when they heard Jesus called king, they thought he was going to be like a king, like all the other emperors and kings that they'd ever seen, like Caesar or like King Herod. These were people who were basically big bullies, and maybe they didn't use sledgehammers, but they used their armies and weapons and try and scare people, smash things to make people afraid. But that didn't really fix anything. So when Jesus finally goes on trial before the Roman governor Pontius Pilate, he thinks, oh, I heard you're a king. That must mean you've come to smash stuff. That you're powerful like that. And Jesus has to say, nope. That is actually not what it means for me to be a king. That's not how it works.
I'm still not quite sure I understand what this has to do with our broken chair, but I'm going to try and follow you, okay? So I remember the story where Jesus had been arrested, and he was going in front of the person in charge of the authorities from the Roman government, Pontius Pilate. And Pontius Pilate had heard that people were calling Jesus a king. And so he says, oh, are you really a king? And I know that Jesus sort of responds by going, well, what do you mean by king? Who's telling you that I'm a king?
Yeah, exactly, Pastor Steve. See, that's it. It was like everybody thought they knew what the word king meant, and they assumed a king was somebody who, used their power to smash and destroy and bully people. Kind of like when you hear the word fix, you seem to think that fix means get a hammer-type object and smash things. But, there are some things that can't be fixed by smashing. In fact, there's some things that no amount of hammering or no big size hammer will actually make things better. Jesus' response back to Pontius Pilate is kind of the same. He says, when you hear people say king, you're picturing another emperor. You're picturing another King Herod. I haven't come to be like that. My kingdom is different. My kingdom isn't from this world. It doesn't play by the rules. It doesn't do things like the world does things. So Pilate was really confused because he had a really different understanding of what it means to be a king. Kind of like well, not to upset you, but you seem to have a very different understanding of how to fix a chair.
So you're convinced Sledgehammer isn't the way to go on fixing that chair, huh?
Mm-mm.
All right, let me try and think this through and understand what you're telling me about Jesus. Jesus is definitely king.
Mm-hmm.
He is Lord of Lords, King of Kings. He really is the Savior, the Son of God, really is king.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus' way of being a king isn't what anybody expected. They expected a bully, brute force, smashing things, and Jesus has to say that's not what he's come for. That's not how he's come to bring God's kingdom in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that maybe I need to think the same way with the chair, that I've been trying to fix something, but only thinking in terms of smashing, hitting it with a hammer, and that hammer hitting is not a way to fix this, that I need a different understanding of what it means to fix something, and that this is not the right tool, the same way Jesus' way of being a king is not to be a whole new Caesar or King Herod or a bully.
Yeah, now you're on to something, Pastor Steve. I mean, Jesus knew the world needed something to help put things right, but he knew it didn't need just another, bully kind of a king. Jesus knew that what the world needed was someone like him, who was going to tell the truth about things and who was going to be willing to lay down his life in love, even going to a cross for us. That's how Jesus rules. That's what Jesus' reign or kingdom looks like. It looks like the cross. It doesn't look like sending in armies to go conquer somebody else, and it certainly doesn't look like smashing anything with the sledgehammer. So, like, for our project with that chair, I mean, it definitely needs to be fixed. Nobody is disputing that it needs to be fixed, but I don't think hitting it is the way to go. Have you thought maybe about a different tool to fix it? Maybe something like, I don't know, a screwdriver.
A screwdriver? That's brilliant. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't think of that before. You're right. I have been thinking only in terms of hitting it back together. And when you told me the first hammer wasn't the right choice, I kept thinking you meant I needed a bigger and bigger a hammer. But you were telling me we need to think a different kind of fixing altogether. So screwing it back together, maybe it'll hold, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you're talking there, Pastor Steve. I tell you what, I know where we keep the screwdrivers. How about this? How about you get rid of this sledgehammer? You go put that back so nobody stubs any toes or anything. We don't end up in the hospital on this, project to fix the chair. And I'll go get a screwdriver. Let's meet back there by the broken chair, and we can see if we can fix it, all right? Sounds good to me, Al.
Okay, so did you find a screwdriver, Al?
Right here, Pastor Steve. You ready to give this a try? See if we can fix this without hitting it or smashing it or anything?
Yeah, I'm ready to give it a try. Let's see.
All right, let's see. Get this working here. I think it's starting to tighten up. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's going to hold this time, I'm sure. See, we don't need to use a hammer to smash it. We just need to fix it up to make it mended, to hold it all together. It doesn't require any hitting at all, Pastor Steve. A different kind of power. There. Good as new as far as I'm concerned, Pastor Steve. Should we give it a try?
I'm ready if you are. Let's see if it'll stand up now. Ready?
There we go.
Al, I kind of think after all of this, you should be the one to get to do the honors and take it for a test drive.
Well, that's awful kind of you there, Pastor Steve. But I mean, you were the one who wanted to get to, sit and read your book quietly in the first place. How about I'll watch and you give this chair a test drive now that we fixed it the right way. No hammering, no sledging at all. How about you be the one to give it a test run? All right?
Well, that's awfully kind of you. I'll take you up on that offer, and I suppose we better test and see if it can support a full-grown human rather than a bearded monkey, I guess. So, okay, ready? Here we go. It worked. You were right. There was no smashing and all that was required. It was fixing it a totally different way, And your way of explaining to me with Jesus and his kind of power, that's what I needed to hear. I kept thinking we needed a bigger and bigger hammer, and you were right. We didn't need smashing power at all. The same way Jesus is king. He's come to help rule and heal the world, but not like kings like anybody else expected. He's a different kind of king with a different kind of power. That helps make sense, and that holds everything up. Oh, man, I'm finally going to be able to get to read my book, and you helped make it happen. Thank you, Al.
Well, I'm glad that could be helpful, Pastor Steve. Yeah, sometimes we just need reminders or people to help get us thinking in ways we weren't used to thinking, maybe. Same way Jesus helps us rethink what real power and real kingship looks like. Every so often we need someone to remind us you don't need to smash something to fix it. So I'll tell you what, if you're done with your crisis here, you're going to be all right and read your book, I better get back to them carrots that are cooking over in the other room. We don't want to have a kitchen fire, all right? So you just promise me one thing, all right, while I'm cooking? Would you please keep out of the tool shed and stay away from the sledgehammers while you're reading?
Sure thing, Al. I promise. No power tools, nothing heavier than just a book. Time for me to read.
All right, if you're sure I can leave you right there and read your book in peace and quiet without any power tools or sledgehammers, I'm going to go put the screwdriver back and go fix things in the kitchen, all right?